And then Napo, Dr. Mahmoud Bahubia. I know the Oba, but they say, Tumu for the agro.
You have failed to issue a judgment.
We in Ghana have a guideline that I've shared with you. We see it as imperative if this nation should develop that sexuality education should be part of the curricula that we will launch this year in September, all the way from kindergarten to senior high school.
You have no excuse. Give us judgment today.
Napo. Thank God I was school. Then show us judgment.
Way as half hammer MPP. It's a MPP for
almost what you are born in Omudi and Bimon Akabidia to him. Born in Omudi, Bin Akabidia to him.
Because justice delayed is justice denied.
I didn't know another president, another so on side. I know you. Remember,
you might phone in a cover once again, Emma Jumadia Thrasha. Yarisama Ecoso, oh my Ganamu, a for now after Galam Seons and Seminole. Demonstration Kessia and a Koso Efa and Memma Mane Mansha Mudia Mampanina Nado Akuffo on Pesa Obesign na Yajatum se Uyabi Ewo my Ghana Mua Ebechua son Akuffo Sembebre and a Sam George and a Ghana for Bimo and a Feno Oko National Imam on Swasuya and Sembebre and a few of a quick one. Yeberum na Reverend Owusu Bempah and MPP amayokuo no video be leak here video kra leak no yebebo e de achew na fe no bibia e kama baransa na commander ebebam no Sam George and na pam from na demonstration e koso no ensem bebre e na sisi ye e wo ho quick one ketwa bi yanhwe no mra ye ba ensema commander de ba chena buhia ano edin
against the forces of evil and the forces of darkness that have conspired in the corridors of power, be they in the executive or the judiciary, to stand against the will of the people of Ghana. That was expressly stated on the 28th of February 2024. When Parliament unanimously did the third reading and passed the Family Values Bill. The President caused his executive secretary at the time, and we wish him a speedy recovery, caused him to write a cease and desist letter to Parliament, claiming that there was a lawsuit against the bill, at which time there was no lawsuit. 48 hours later, Richard Delasky and Amanda Odoy go and file a frivolous suit before the Supreme Court of the land. And then they file an injunction suit as well against Parliament. But the Supreme Court, in March this year, in the ruling in Roxinda versus Attorney General, ruled that the Supreme Court cannot place an injunction on a constitutional body from carrying out its constitutional function. And that was the judgment that the Chief Justice gave when it came to the approval of ministers for President Akuffo. Now that the people of Ghana have passed their bill through Parliament, she claims that she wants to place an injunction on Parliament. The transmission of the bill is a constitutional function in Article 106, 6 and 7 of the Constitution. Now the Attorney General is working in cahoots with the plaintiffs to delay the case. Our Chief Justice and the Judicial Service of Ghana have decided that instead of dispensing justice, they will engage in press encounters. In the last 3 weeks, they have issued 2 press statements and held 2 press conferences. We don't pay the Chief Justice and the Judicial Service of Ghana to issue press conferences. They are not a media house. We pay them to dispense justice and dispense justice expeditiously. At this point in time, Madam Chief Justice, you are supposed to be an enforcer of speedy judicial service. But you are not only becoming an impediment in the will of justice, you are actually a cog in the wheel of the justice delivery of our country. And we're calling on the Chief Justice to sit up and deliver judgment in the case. In her press statement yesterday and interview yesterday, she seeks to blame the Attorney General for the reason why the case is not going on. Madam Chief Justice, the reason why Parliament cannot proceed with transmitting the bill is because you have failed to issue a judgment in the injunction case, and that was completed on the 17th of July. 10 weeks ago, you have no excuse. Give us judgment today. If you don't give us judgment today, we conclude that you, Madam Chief Justice, are a proponent of LGBTQ and an appendage of the government. And for those who think that we are going too hard on the Chief Justice, it is because the Chief Justice is shown double standard in the delivery of justice. On the 29th of July this year, 3 members of Parliament asked their lawyer, Samsiladi Ayenini, to file an injunction against Parliament's approval of tax exemption. They filed the case at 10 a.m. on the 29th of July. At 2 p.m. on the same 29th of July, the Chief Justice gave a hearing notice for the next day. The Attorney General had not filed a response, yet she filed a hearing notice. Meanwhile, she claims that she was waiting for the Attorney General before she can give us a hearing notice. The next day, the Attorney General came to court on the 30th of July. It was in court that the Attorney General handed over his response to lawyers for the plaintiffs. Normally, the rules of court demand that you should serve the plaintiffs' lawyers for them to have an opportunity within 14 days to respond. The Chief Justice asked the lawyers for the plaintiff, Samson Ladi, to read the Attorney General's response there in court and argue the case, and went ahead to pronounce judgment that same day in 24 hours. The Chief Justice gave judgment for the Attorney General and for government. She must do same for the people of God. We demand same. It is our taxes that pay her salary. She either pays heed to what we are saying, or the power of the people will make it uncomfortable for her to continue to be a cog in the wheel of the delivery of justice. Because justice delayed is justice denied. We are heading to the Supreme Court, and we will get justice today. Thank you very much for coming.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, the right.
What a quick one. Young man said, "Nana don't go Akuffo."
Yeah.
Any MPP. I'm going to go. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Woman who namani.
Roger, I'm an who dear. It's a few dear. It come out. Can't me for a few sign.
Oh, sir. I can't make a Carabina election.
Of course.
Where could that? Now we are sorry.
Yeah.
Where could that? Now we are sorry. December brain, of course.
Well, the right say crowd here. The amount of when he said, yeah, demonstrations upon demonstrations. A dear ching, yeah, dear son. I feel that demonstrations I can see a dear treba.
Not in himself, Galam say no, and one of Gusu Kosu.
Yeah.
But say we no woman yaya.
Right, winning came. I'm surprised go away no crown. A man said I knew who did this how. It's as a shock. Yeah, tell so a basso and some honey and pa. I didn't have a writer. The bedroom come of freckle goes come away, chinne pie more day.
Oh, yeah.
But Mammy knew who come a
okay.
Right on says I'm man, shame day. I did about the writer morally and a religious way, Ghana. As soon be and shut down to so yeah. Inti a coba say. Parliament decided say ade we this year 2-1 amon.
Yeah.
Na mpanifo Ghana fo nyina hwani so anka basa harus ye bawie.
Yeah.
Right dia ade ba kwa na very clear. Sam George Eka na mene ne ya adwene say obeka ya right ye kwa parliament say bi ye kwa approve ministers bi in February mampani ye say be reshuffle. Emma dafiamakọ.
Yeah.
Ono court ekwaji injunction say on pene maya approve sa ministers no.
Yeah.
Right sa time na no Attorney General ne aban ne court nyina gyina so ntentem overrule on saa asem ne edit to so parliament eye ono nkwa ye different body ya obi constitution ma kwan say obi ntimi fa injunction ento parliament so on activities the writer agentina on this case the injunction ento parliament so ebe si ne yentimi approve case no but problem no dey say make say right after when you na politician be any what koni kroma ko gina ha ka say ye de yeso so man mema so
dabi
obi any wo gina ba bia kente sa de ade na dila ye say obi ade court injunction abeto so obi de ade na court ye ntimi approve na de ade na ye nwanwan say judges ye o motina asemi so ye bisa obi ase wo mpe opani bia ba bisa ne Ghana wo so wo mpe
mpe
ti hwan na delay ade no
hwan a
and I send you according to Mukumadi no say aban lawyer penny on the Jina Bayanam. Into aban lawyer penny nanka about 14 days per 2 weeks. Say over filing or their seminar on also this sebi then crat abeko court. Nanka Chief Justice as man seminar shot but they say 63 days. Attorney General Chief Justice or Tracer Attorney General na beba. But cases be bring so Chief Justice now Tony Safra Attorney General say Fankra Tabra. I don't know when quite the Chief Justice into me. But I'm not telling you and say a come any sebi o nyabu bro na dia bedro be abedu. Mampani suro. Anything am rebi. Mampani nankasa ye bisa na want to me anya no say ono de ne man Ghana chiri nti wompe. Want to me anka. Because a come de no. A come de ne man.
Sebi ono so.
Roger, no cranning a man in me, a binsua, no communicate, no so. Was a one so kaya. Roger, Nigeria, a friend is a US. Or Vice President Ebaha. Maybe Rainbow Colors be echo soy. Mampeniat na and your coca was a month for so, no, just for fun. But young saying him say, some microphone symbol, and no. Okay. Roger. And said demonstration idea. A coin a very peaceful way. A more with money when you're better actually. I don't money when you're better actually. One thing I'm who your manager and said, the writer said religious leaders, no. Nananum Bahobi, never who a monster. Said Cramophobe bomb pie. And I suffer for so by. The writer with this idea. I think National Chief Imam Kasa Mafu Munina, any bishops are called there. Just a Ghana for any abrese, Sadiwi.
Now, Akuffo, Oman Hunya, Oman Hunya, on Saint Diano, Zakabelles and 2 months. On Saint now, my Ghana, as we dream them. And yes, Sadia Timamu for me, yes, sure, say. One more better, quick one, young queen story.
Now, Roger, after sad demonstration, we, and in Zembe Breban, and a Ghana for coach video, be their baban thing. Doctor Matopoku Prepe Napo, not all kinds of fasebi, and money, sebi, and quadranto to fee, wa, almost near my bonny way. Napo video be a Ghana for coach body, sir, now on the Minister of Education. You say education was answer me baho. Oh yeah. Sasa sani ma boni no tumuno. Ye kyerem kwadano. Na po e ka ho asem. Babro ye Minister of Education. Ye nega na fa twi video na. Em say na po. Right at the eba de amo de ba te be kwa kwhwe. Okay. Ye ba nkomo wetira. Okay. Ye be sa ba be.
Quick one. Ye nkomra na ekoba. Na po na kasa video bi asan leaky. E na afi no Sam George. Ntu de enkohwe we mra ye ba. Commander be san to aso.
Stand better, particularly for the youth in our societies. Indeed, the changing societal context characterized by the free flow of information, media pluralism, the social media has necessitated the need for education systems to provide accurate information of sexuality education. We in Ghana have a guideline that I've shared with you that we see it is imperative if this nation should develop that sexuality education should be part of the curricula that we would launch this year in September, all the way from kindergarten to senior high school.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, Roger.
Matthew Opoku Bempah.
Yeah, Napo.
Asa na se ni di koda kakra o.
Yeah, Roger ni di koda kakra ba se wasa kan ho biem. Yeah. Roger we sadie we. Sa education curriculum yi ane ho sensem bebre no. Yeah. The little idea me won say Roger abrofo no ye nkrofobia. Omo ye nipa bonefo. Yeah. Because obekaya Right, Sweden aban sika bi $22 million. Yeah, na nyina ye sa sika semo ya. Hu se na po ebo abaso. Na po ka nsemo na ye tata minimum no. Na abrofo ni ma ye sika se ye fan build education ye. Ntina de na so na po dem. Ena na po nya bre. Ena wo kan sema wo ka. O che so ye education ba right no kro nya mianim.
Enti ye benya sika. Na nchi ma bebra.
Asem ni nyina no masha be bra nti o say in this case na nsem a omo kan nyina ne said right there na ya ne say omo nsem omo kan so omo de kire nkwala no sabi kwan nkwala ma so be hu accurate sexual information and skills akwada wo 6 years 5 years e kwa kire no accurate sexual skills na skills no de kwa den
aye na no pensiona sadie we nche ye nche sadie we edu said that time no na nche da ni wo sa
na eni ho
na de ba ne say
and even in education curriculum no na nsem bi hihema teachers no kura hu ni say ya ma o mama ne ye o se consult wo mo na o mo so kire o ma dwansa na de ba because e wo mo say nkwala 12 years na no e wo se o mo so ye mo right na o nya access to sa ne ma no right ye nka no kre na o de sadie be that right in this case na ye sika na ye benya no enti na hu say na po na ni abere a o so say yeah na your modern world
amanfo nso say sika no nso so wo de but secret bi hye kire
ha director
amanfo ne kaka
nsam keka wa kire well director ne me dey arrest my case e wo ho but sansem na chi no ena na ponso asa ababonten e dey nsem bia betuda so the Ghana for kika so no Napo any MPP for na omakofo sanema wo yaba ne no kre na NDC for ne sha ade na se
Vivian judicial
mu ne sanema bone no NDC for ne de ba Ghana ha na NDC for ne pesa ade ne yeye now what leaking information be our can is so NDC for kura suma asofo for ni imam for bi right na de omko ye de say na pona ne betrim
quick one yenkom right
etina se ade to nsaniemu a anya Napo Dr. Mahmoud Bahobia obi a odi ne huni osuro nyame onom sa yeah, the vice president, Odini Huni, Onomsa. Uncle Katas said the poem, my uncle's a woman. Uncle to a book, and fancy was that, on your bar, on the Sabe, to move for Bayana at the agro. Uncle that Bobby, Uncle to a book of Yao. That's a Bunima. President Bakubi, Uncle to a book. Ọdún book mo ko baby o na mo ntie de okan yo o se oni omu a o ma ni ji sad ba ko no ho no oni omu da mpaso na me nim bi omu ye na o yare no ko da akwa ne mpaso akwa ne be hwe no da ne nche o wi no sa ko ji ska wa akwa no no bi tu book na bomo chichi free stop che be ka che o se den che mo awu a o ba ji na chi dia na over to the Chinyana, me na me education minister. And I'm the who says, say, oh my curriculum. As a son, San Colawo school, yen sure was Eljuman. The Bako de Bani, me to see and watch Eddie, on your could the trouble aqua. And no book for a sophomore, and the imam for, and no muko, cross, and no much chen cola, teacher for chen cola, said the Burma, Kissy Burma. Said your bar, Eden Ba, or Bar, or Saturday was a cost of Gano. And Tina John Dramani Bahama, petty president. Obiadi 2 times or design. Obiadi 2 times or design. Obi Ukrama and Nebachi Akunano. When Tinian signed a day. Or no petty president. So I say open legacy. Mukobisa 4 years. Kania Soda.
Matthew Poku Pempe, Napo no, and say Obeso Yana Oyigu, former president.
And what I said, Naponia break campaign. Now, Sandy Maya, warrior, ye director. And then I'm some George, so Babon thing.
Now, Uze Napoduba Bia. I said, the Cassan and said, I'm convincing the Passau. The names are phone soon in Dia.
Right, one thing is, say only will be dinkomo. Yeah. Now, person o convincing the panel. Yeah. When you pan attention, a different from said and Napo ye. Oh yeah. I to say Bema Napo on kasa to say Bema o kopel ba. Oh yeah. Say be opel ba oba when you say open unya na wadwie. Oba wo pe wo wiase nyina no. Na wa fro ba na oba na nya aso ene wa betra so. O te wani mu ni nkoma. What say o kasa say ya. Oba no kwa ofre na on fa biem.
Za wadwuma otaye pa ho.
Enya madwuma me ba Bema bia the side experience rubenya. Sa. Na say na unya. Me the side experience me say Bema bia. E natural.
Mate.
Nyame na ahye.
Mate.
Nti Bema bia benya nti so ye Bema. Nse we ye beka nse wanhwa. Oba no kwa omma biem. Nti e opportunity say nipa ni hia wo pe the writer try to convince them beyond every reasonable doubt to say their whole canon e was offer. Okay. The writer after say na poko kan sansem we. Didi ni nkomo nyina wie ye no. Na Sam George nso ababonte bi nsem ababetuga na Sam George the writer wan scan sem afa na po hwatete na po aslame na po na me sure say Sam George nsem se na po tia enye papa
na po leaky info no na Sam George nso leaky info fati
Nasam ketwa
asem
Nasam ketwa kra
do the enkomra quick one enkohwamna na ye ba ensem wachire papa.
He says that Okujeto Ablakwa did what? Brought in CSE.
Yes.
Okuchetu Ablakwa was deputy minister in charge of tertiary. CSE was introduced in basic school. Okuchetu had absolutely nothing to do with basic education at his time in the ministry. Does that sound like somebody who has his faculties functioning properly? Again, I have a video I can share with you to play for your viewers of Matthew Opoku Prempeh thanking UNESCO. Thanking UNESCO. He was wearing a blue suit. Thanking UNESCO for introducing CSE into the curriculum and that it is time for us to get modern and understand modern sexual trends. Napo. And this was in 2019. Why? And that's why I say that we need to begin to have a mental fitness test. Because
I think you can criticize or point out the factual inaccuracies in his statements if you think that without attacking his person Lantam, or describing him with such words.
No, you see, Lantam, this is the problem at times the media has. You've sensationalized. I have not attacked him. I have not insulted him. I've described his actions. Listen, mental fitness is a test, is an aptitude test that's taken. When you go and see a psychiatrist, they subject you to a test to determine whether you are mentally fit or not. It is an assessment that is done. It's just like the guy who goes to go through that mental test, and then he answers all the questions well. And then the guy, the person says to him, the psychiatrist says, "You've done very well. It looks like you did very well, but your friend was supposed to come before you. He didn't come." Say, "Oh yes, he fell into a gutter. So I took him to the bathtub, washed him, and I've dried him on the hanging line." Then the psychiatrist realized that, but he had not passed the test. And that's what's happening with the MPP's running mate. Because it's a different thing if he gets his facts and dates wrong. The man himself thanked UNESCO. The man himself at the ministry was the recipient of $28 million for the introduction of CSE. So how can he forget that he received 28 million? How can he forget that he wore a blue suit and went and stood there and thanked UNESCO for bringing ministers of education from the 4 regions of Africa? And now assume that the deputy minister in charge of tertiary was the one who introduced something for basic education. Lantam, if you think that this does not show immediate signs of a certain kind of disorder, that should give all of us cause for worry, because in the absence of the president, this person will act as president and commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. He could as well one of those days just wake up and decide that I don't like the ship of Togo, so let's attack Togo and annex it.
No, Commander.
Yeah, Roger.
Sam George.
Yeah, Roger, Sam George, Jata.
Yeah.
Say, why very aggressive on these issues?
Yeah.
Roger, Nisama, okay. No, say, oh, sha. Say, few member of parliaments and issues you are. Yeah. Who so much many sisters say, as some way you open for no dear, and why no what devote to the time now?
And you're not be you and for meeting, you go Kasawa,
yes, right, I'm George.
Oh, I could drop.
Yeah, all slamming in front of Sebi, UN executives in Penifo, now US Vice President Munina Obi. Yeah, right, until from day one, when General Assembly, even in Parliament, or a one person, or General might decide to say, Druba Bukrano, and Kayen Twab and Yemfa, I have camera, and see parliamentarians in this one. Now, Ubo Dian. Now what constituency? Now what to aba say who support and I won't support. Right, we Gina deal with check. Now being fair to start deal with no friend, I mean always o Gina baby I want to now driving from the customer say o Gina say as a Ghanaian na ya tete ne Ghana na oya Christian ne som ene ne kasa ne na buso ofrim ene o man na ofrim etia sa ade
and just akra never to mu da be
right I'm shocked ya mpanifo nyina ye di
say Kufuado no amanfo kase so when you ndu ono no wasesa bre ni nyina na on sesa bre ngu yeso anko be kwa koje sa busia we na me no mienu abetuaka
adwata sa asem ni nyina no ono de ne nkwan na akasan ya
ajase
de ka kitua bi okọ ne ba bi ene nempo na odaso okọ no ono odidi peche wona ho kire ono de odidi peche nti right sometimes it should be ba ye wo issues bi ho a obi be fan world cup but na enya ade ye oman ni nyina agenda but this issue the right Obisa every sector be a war my women. They are most of them against Adewi.
No question.
Can say Yenampo. It is a Bassene who will be near Busa, but sometimes you have the necessary support.
Yeah.
Now Adewi is no cranny, and the pressure can say to MPP are buying.
No question.
Russia, a election year.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to know because opposition parties, no, take advantage of election, no, and nobody bomb and penny pressure, because man penny is secure from international aid, man penny aid Jemwa, every amanone, and what do I want, you know, a good be an amana then say, and there's a Jemwa, now, yes, I do, I'm beginning to say, who take a man for fun, yes, I know what I do,
oh, mine, I answer, ye, Jebusia, but the Sian Kadia one. Decided to way into
free because Russia comprehensive sexual education. Yes, dear friend, CSE, you know. But even in Canada, Oma rejected. Yeah, Omunintum. Yes, the Canada rejected. I don't know Ghana yet me rejected. You bet me. But the idea when you say politically, Mpanifo be who say see in their time. The right almost have a go omechi. Oh yeah. Because Oma surrender ama abrofuni bi. Oma surrender their kwako Jessica. Oh. Inti say yak ne what na sene. Na waje to mu so ade we die sebi me nka nkoho inti momwaye. Na ni pa na boa wi a o chena betima ka akoho. Eno e na ye dia. Ababedu stage adri. Ba no kwani nya menim na push MPP to the tight corner. Yeah. MPP to mu ba bia enka. Inti Ghana for the pressure. Esi omo so omo kasa bebre. No kasa. Na right enu no. Na branche ba ko friend Mugabe. O say. Ono so aba bonten. Yeah. Na Mugabe din se be tudwa se na na ko Akuffo. Ene ni mpanifo asante be di atuo mu. Yeah. Omo ye nipa bonefo na bone o ma di no. Enye bone ketwa. O say na aduma di bone etia Ghana. Yeah. Na sa bone no. Ehun sunsu aso bi ene neyi. Ama asante be di atuo. Oda ho a ontimi nsore. Se asante be di atuo issue no. Yeah.
Who say Hobson ade? Kan unsem bebre.
Yeah.
Na say Hobson. Okoye bibi efre bibi adanie. So obi aya ade atia o. Na wakoda ne agu nipa ne so.
Back to sender.
Back to sender. Otiase di Hobson no say otiase oye back to sender.
Next say breaker. Anye sa ka Hobson e da ho.
Otiase.
Say ade no cry tete e rumor allegation we the allegation. Say emus asan ye den kakra ka ho. Bebi a na e wo no. Asante be di eto ye den bebi a na e wo no. Asa emus san ye den dodo. Enkomo
bi stroke.
And what say stroke na we no. Say stroke sometimes wrong. E betimi ti obi na onkasa. Onye hwe. Anse na obi hu kra se ohome no na wabre. Je se unya da je nzaime na ahwe ni din. Anse no se nipa ne home. Right away no crime say amafo na ekika me de mi hu se me nko US. But ankofo kika say asa anybody no kra no. Emfanhye ye.
O na se US
baby nya adwuma.
US ye mfidie nyina agu ho. Eno no ya mfidie nyina headquarters do mehwe no. Why?
Right now we no. Na me wa desre de ba kwa me de sre US aban. Yes, hospitals be bre Ghana ha. They won fidie obi bia. Because awoka obi o manso a. Aban ni so ye hospitals obi bia. Asante be de to omofa ya de mre. Ye pese ehwe no Ghana ha.
Quick one. Yenkotie nsema papa ne de tudo e ba. Ye be san to aso.
Kufa do wanwene mu hu. Wo mo so akatua boni na omo de na ebi mu na aka bedi atuo mu. Boni na omo die no ebi na aka bedi atuo mu. Mu free say Nyankopon onye Nyankopon. We serve a living God. Some phone mu didi wo Jubilee House wo na mo kofa gay niema na mu display na ye nye we ye mpene ye nye we he Nyankopon ne tumi so si ne tumi bia.
Okay, commander.
Yeah, the right.
Asante be dia tu.
Asemo.
Nana do dan Akuffo ado. Ono ne nkofo mahuna mane. Sa ejapade ya na kofofa we nyina bayo.
Right enu awo. Na mpanifo ka asem bi o.
Yeah.
Omusi sebi unku dia. Ya ta men kan se unku fe. Ya kan sa. But baby ade na duru no. Okura na nyamenim no Ghana fo eye. Like a before be she Ghana fo akomum. Because sometimes utimi ko hu ade bi, utimi test no say in normal terms, any normal time, but a Ghana ni bia ni hwa anko betimi akasa do that limit no. Empo obi ko duru sa anka bo saman fo e bonechi se ade na wo kasa say. But in this case, obi kan sem bia kire se ase o tia obi a na manfo bo na ba so se wa kan o madwen
ai obi se enka alan kodwo chematin na nyame mfasa mo. We to na enka bo se Ghana fo ye ye kind of pai bom ye
Right.
Obi to say yan can say almost former president and ka amanfo be kan mpaebom. Nwan mpo na yemfa na yenye.
Right. You say
each other.
Nipa bebre ho yes.
One example. Akoya Akuffo no ne nkofo no. Say ensembone na amanfo ka.
Right. Baby ade na duru no. True be told. Omo de Ghana for fa kwan bi so a entwa so no. Was one thing miminya obufuo e wa asante bedi atuo mo ho say. On the issue of friend say E-levy. Na oman say ya the tax fufuro bi ba. Na ada omo pass E-levy bill na no. Omo koye special cake ya. Na ya design cake ni E-levy. Omo bonum sai. E didi nomoin. HSampa omo be sake the blood of Ghanaians. Me on that day and who said no, yam penny for we, right? Tommy Abonsam for a bay for far and a dear shop. Right, sorry to say, a dear Bakwana Ghana for you now is to say, that doesn't want it to happen a levy. Oh, yeah, but a buyer now, some pen for a catch so, a buyer, our money by a basic catch money, Omoko cake, and didn't know my son, yes, kind of 2 party, no, and in neck, it is a nay, ya dear boa. Yeah, not any more brownie bit to fear. Na ni nipa koda hospital ya nya mfidi anhwe no wanya mpa na so say the last time na ye kwamfa no chidi na wasua ba besi ne na se won so ya de boni kwachewe o US a ono so be bompa ya sere nyame se ene won so enkan na hu se eya but sometimes ya nwesi obi se boni nka no but the politicians o mo man wi no so mbe fair to Ghanaians dia nyankopon ni nature be fair to them sa anya sa dia won hwa se ya eneja so omre Ghana for be battle sa kakra sa na ye ko ti the right away issue say e wo ho
na ai Reverend Owusu Bempah on MPP for fight na say mo adi o but don't say among for kwatwe video bi aba we ye emfa say 2014 among for kwatwe video na ba Reverend Owusu Bempah na o kirem say e bedroom mre bi a MPP for no be force so e de Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia aba sam commission no and say obi answer dan kasa o
right among for any hu komo because 2014 and 2014 so na ni obi atrim say
dabi
MPP ebe we na election na oma be dia wie aside Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ba beto so was even na Senanado ni wa na ala the likely candidate
the Reverend Owusu Bempah change mu do the enkotie mra yenkotie nkoma o share 2014 Yeba, commander the Muslim Yina Ebeba.
Way as Hama MPP.
This one also goes to MPP.
Say MPP for Momutimu Yomode.
If MPP become
set 2016 Ombe win election.
That 2016 they win the election.
Na Oman ready anyone paibo.
And they don't go before God in prayer.
No man ya and
they are not careful or cautious.
Omuntume mapawada.
They can never come to power. And NDC may retain power. I know you are not happy. And some people are happy. Why would it happen that way? There is something in MPP that the Lord revealed to me. That is some form of a hardened heart. That is one person, about one person. Because of his heart. God often does not want to allow MPP into power. Just because of one person. Just because of one person. This one thing God doesn't want. That somebody would touch Christians. Or followers of Christ. So if you have any intention that when I have power, I would rise up against a religion or a form of worship that is godly or Christianity in a nation. Even when you have it, God will take it away from you. I am saying it in a proverb, but it is a prophecy. Just because of one person. If NPP is not careful, they may never come back to power. Just because of one person. Just because of one vice, God looks into his heart. God realizes that if that person receives power, it will not help the cause of his people. Not the main person or the first person. If it was left to the first person or the leading person, but after this leading person has finished his assignment, the next person or the second person who is likely to take over, that the first person would allow him to come to power after him. It will affect Christianity in this nation and to lift up another religion. And that one would have authority over Christianity and will withdraw the hand of God. And the angel of God that was no in Ghana. So God said, no, if this branch does not break from the tree, I will not allow it to be established. A word to a wise. I don't know if you are having an idea. But this branch or this whatever branch, it is in this branch that the tree has confidence. It is in this branch that all the leaves on the tree have confidence. Because this it is because of this branch which is attached to the tree. God loves his people and his religion than government.
Some power. Nia a better diane hono. Muntunofo. Nana koma di eshemuno ansesano.
Now, if NDP wants to come to power, then
now
speak to that person
and
let him change his heart. If he's able to change his heart, then he can come to power. Or else MPP can never come to power. You can write down today's date, Mark 2, and you know that I am a prophet.
Okay, Commander.
Roger.
Reverend Owusu Bempah.
Roger, when we say sin is believing.
Yeah.
Adia ujidi, unyini.
Yeah.
Oko, okase, oh, the oko, the obod, where they you.
Oh.
They say Owusu Bempah will prove to Ninsema, all kind of name.
No question.
Oh, proof. Yeah, what kind of da.
Now, I'm on for Subekase, I say, na a mechanism, religious way. As a some
yeah. Right, no cloning am enemy.
Yeah.
If you ever find a religious discrimination.
Yeah.
Right, because sometimes say makase religious things, no.
Yeah.
So can kwasema. That's when you're a religious person, no be a mistake.
Ana mame mo wa hazi.
Okay.
Say Owusu Bempah kasa na amanfo nhye da ne nyadua.
Yeah.
Say enye a vice president o maba Ghana ha no.
Yeah.
Enye ba omianko ana eye Kramoni.
Of course.
Why Aliu Mama?
Dr. Aliu Mama.
But the antisansem.
Of course.
Yeah.
Then a clear example now their mind.
Yeah.
Because Aliu Mama, Kramonia, on Obianka anything about Niema be say.
Yeah.
Until all of a sudden, since them be say Babontia,
yeah.
now you think say, the person may be not against a someone,
yeah.
but it's against a nipani be say or motive any mindset.
Yeah.
But baby I say said writer. Sometimes me because of spirituality there. But oh too many but
yeah.
Writer nipa itu. Yeah, and son be nipa no. Honam na honhom.
Yeah.
Honhom through mu a honam no it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Into spirituality wo.
Yeah.
But as some nyane say yeah spiritual person intino. Me person make am but in this case
yeah.
In 2014
yeah.
Ghana ni bia ni MPP ni bia no Owusu Bempah ba ya adwen say ene me so ba ya adwen say na Dr. Mahmoud Bome enye the likely candidate.
Oh yeah.
Say only the MPP into election.
Yeah.
And an MPP from Kasanya Homo left no more right say.
Yeah.
Omo be win election in 2016 or not.
Yeah.
No money.
Yeah.
And na enhye obi atirim se na na do we ni wia oba impose Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on Ghanaians
no kwase
on by force
na de dodo na nimi ye Alan Kwadwo Chematin
yes ntu kaya na ehye obi atirim se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de ebeba kura ye kire because anado kwa Alan ebeba emma Alan kura kire ko ye aduru so work e wo Kumasi was no one him say yes o on hand over emma nanado and wo ye nti no se nyame adom na nanado so bo se no di akonya ni wia e ya Alan so e nanado be hand over de ama no nti time a wo hye sankomu no me sure se na man for kura be sere so asem we die within MPP na nkasa no e very difficult say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia be flag bearer but akwa the writer amanfo e big case say na nsem dey exist exactly 10 years ago but amanfo so be ka so in 2016 MPP and one win election to kind of 2014 say nanka so any omoba win ya nanka nipa na beto so dey no about writer in the long run na na do about win
2016
Sirata no be ka Akuffo win here sorry but na make so be ka say e wona sem no ka say se nipa na asesa na kuma anhwa MPP emma power it had an MPP ba power in 2016 that was the point and I made
o kan se anhwa wan ka se ebesi
mo e hona na me pese ni besi se o di shemu se anhwa na che said he made a case say e bia nsesa betima ba mo ma win
but after win no so di odi kan ne de
obakwa oba impose di odi na chi no on ni party for the right na e say e kosoro from anado beba but oba impose Bawumia on Ghanaians and that is the reality FM he is like we impose Bawumia on MPP
for no me sure say Omusu Owusu Bempah ana
the right no kranie ba ko pe
omusuro
ntokwa bebre ba MPP for na sha say no Owusu Bempah ko no e yesuro
omusuro no
the right say oda ho ana wote ho na kwada ketekete akwada afa na bia onante se mebebu a ehu bia nkan se sore ne akwala yi nkoko so so do se oto ne nsampo a enya ohwe but at the moment obi a hu se nipa wei one me ye pe obetimi ayemi de ope bia no se nipa no strike wo so a ontena se mfa won se nwu ati because onim se nipa wudi agura obekun ente na before nim de Owusu Bempah ka for mo amana bam ene de waya ama omo so onye bibia mo ade ntena chama ntumi de ba omo ekoni fie e kwa kwasra mpaibo but omunim but wait here up to MPP so we dey asem e buy dada they say abey asem dada ntia Ghana for nyina asem but enya nto ho because Owusu Bempah oguso ka they say when evidence of 10 years ago e be in 2024 ye be say abeka asem a o ka no 2024 it was very interesting but when you say MPP force be back na o ma be react
quick one yema be gije somram na afi no yenkɔ anim na bibia nya kama izinu o ya ifro yes ntino wa trans ma me na kwa ba abigina bokɔ de
sinya ma nyame adum me ho de papa
where quick one yenwura nsɛnum sɛmbebre ɛna ɛkɔso na demonstration a ɛkɔso ɛna afi no Reverend Owusu Bempah nsɛnsɛm ɛna afi nsɛm a ɛkɔso Dr. Matopoku Prempe na bo quick one binim ba bia odi kan fa
ebata ma me chia hwefo na me nkɔ osofo
Owusu Bempah but who efe pa o
anyame adum sese de
o say ware ye no se o say o yire hwe yie
o wale na ne masesa
sa ho
o wale na ne ma bebre
o polo shirt pa na hwe yie o ne bo den so
anyezi o wale o pie kura no ana ba hwese wataade na oni bi ne ma ato yie
enti o ba no yire hwe ye
na se me first me tan share me na me
wona ho kono
say you minim ene de o ma ogina to ma me hwe no wa coach no hwe say come
ene wo hwe ye why the Samira Bawumia
emfa me
say wo hwe Bawumia ye
masa ne me wa ni gym emfa me nko hokora
for the
for the say me wa ni gym ale na ade me ko
another Samira Bawumia o hwe Bawumia ye
emfa me ko
ami di asem na okay
asem na ade o de me yire tutu Bawumia me mpesa kra nipa musuo anipa waye musuo waye musuo magana
wona quick one enwura mo e
the better Sofo
Owusu Bempah
nsemo kan 2016
14
for 2014 ayo no kore and after Matias papa
for the
after Matias say and then no omudi mika e dey Bawumia ko Sofo no say ombo mpa na nka musuo mfiri ni so ana Sofo no say ombo mpa e dey no masola tia no
sa
no tira say chama to mi say omudi Bawumia ko say ombo mpa
oh yeah
mun say na wa say chama ha kra chama to hu say na adwene wo fo
ade
so nya sofo so nya ya na ade bom nya ade no kwaso mo mpan ma
o se eja
wo ye so cha ade ne nyo wo ye de na ade no ko so mo mpan ma no wo so sofo ni mfiri nyame aye de na ade bom nya kwaso nko yi musuo ni mfiri so ma asa aha kire se sofo no bibi papa woni mu
se ayi ba yemfa se ona na ehye nkom edema MPP ndia ba sa de na MPP yi flag bearer o so mo de ne ko na eja obompa ye ma no
ana ono so de nyame ka kire ne se nipa na oba na yomusuo emmoa
asemo di o so ntimi nya bibia nyi mfiri so
de do be de na on ade nyame na o ka kire so nka kire wo mo no nyame no on ka kire nyame so nyi mfiri so
ana se Ghana fo beto ase pa
se sa na me ka kire se bo nya musuo ma Ghana
oh
nya musuo ma MPP
asemo
because every 2016 o started so o tantro no ana mu se bo nya onye nipa na koma mote oye nipa o ya azabia nyame Nyankopɔn di wachi nipa o ya azabia nyame di wachi
eti enye se oye nkremoni nti
dabi nye kremosam
ja
ya fank na de Akuffo vice no nkremoni ana o ka no pre ana Akuffo vice wa so obu Akuffo
dabi
obu ne papa ama ne dwuma de e ko so adanti na Ghana fo nka so kremoni anti muda ne ane se nyame fasa mabom nyamu se Ghana di bia ni obusuta
abigi jai
mese mabom nyamu nyame ani kwa amfiri honne
digital mind
Ghana ni bia ni obusuta
digital mind
yes
digitalization odi aba ebo o mani nyina
economy master wa want me now dwane ko digital
na se no ye covid na ni Russia ni Ukraine to kwa na ma economy na
anti musuo die ye ka kanene ye na namosom ye ka so bi musuo ye twene sufuri anti na wo se MPP for ye ne say komo jabo nya kwan some on free party no na mo party na o ma ya asode e na o mo ne
ndu ni say die ntia
ay musuo no wa de ma hu ni say de MPP for nyina Sexuality asofu ne say komo de ne fa kuntu ase na sofu na yi musuo da friso e na sofu no nyame na aka ese wo ontimi mbo Ghana wo ntimi sofu no ntimi nja nyame anumu asam
na wo bra no me no wo problem
adenti
enne ekofa ba umia side ye o se de sofo no kan ye nokre
na say no kra me dabla me batara me kasa ba unya ye musuo mu Ghana ba unya ye musuo mu MPP enti sofo no so ahu a no de bato a me no nya adwe yes me ba unya de obi age se wa wani mie wa wani bi po hu se ba unya ye musuo ma oman konkro Ghana eboa ye nipa we enti sofo na sala ma sala tia enfada dio chamu chumu dina tem enfada omo na sa ko fa no me sa to mo so
di unu se entra ba umi atwaye ene nsem okan no na adane no me ama
yes Bible say o chiro obi a otwa ntro obi a wo yasa nipa no ye o se obi a yo trofo bia firi bonsam ti bom nya yo trofo dia o ye bonsam japade o nyame dia ndi nyame nsuso sa ni ndi bonsam so nyame akese bonsam nyame ne bonsam ni twaka bia ndi wo ye kese ma bo nyame dia o nyame kese wo afiri ne mam ti sisi bom nya ye bonsam e ma nyame ko wo twantro ama nyame
eno nko a
yes enema bebre awo ba nya twantro amfa ama nyame ni anjo nti san no me se nyame bie sofu bi wo Ghana se bo nya yi musuo ma Ghana mfa ndi akida mfa ndi animu a aye 100% ti wo Sexuality na ya nyame na wa Sexuality chamo ntumi a wa Sexuality asofu no anye sofu na nyame wa Sexuality no aye nyame na chamo ntumi asote di chamo ntumi na ba da ho twen no na de batatie kraboni a wo ko busumfie kraboni a wo sori a wo ko busumfie anokura na ma Nyankopɔn kura bu afunu mo kraboni a wo sori a ko bunkotojo busumfie se wo Nyankopɔn busum ne mo
na hu so ko busumfie
na re pita ya tegana ha hu se krai ba munyane na abusumfie nyina ko bunkotoje
se bi ono o de pese Ghana fo nto amama no
different wa pa nyame dibre obedi nti wa pa nyame anti nyame pa no sebo mna pa nyame ana nyame so apa no enti ana ne wakonya musuo no ana wakonya wahawa o timi ndi akonya bia wo Ghana ha no enti ye nomia ese no so woni na mabusumsu fie ka kremonia ka woni busum de chaka ba ne wo mentem aye de nanne wo solid mlika kwa busum enti nyame aka ese wo dada enti nyame aka ese busum enti wo ka ese wo wa kese busuma wo so kwa on kese wa kese nti bomnya de ayesa
dia no dia abusumfie na okoye no
100%
eno na amanyame
ebuafu
no
Opa, what a monfa, Mr. Sofu Bempah, no one country.
I said to Abe ko to onya dia Ghana for wu.
Bonyana, okanyane.
Na Ghana.
Na sasa me dia so me se bonya tumi akonya we wo Ghana. Member 12 Ghana.
Ose,
me se bonya tumi akonya we wo Ghana. Member 12 Ghana.
Otimbe president.
President wo Ghana. Anya Abraham Nyankopon na Jacob Nyankopon wo hata so da.
Se nya nsusu adwini nyame adwini.
Me se nyame oye madof oye meni nyame wo twaka.
Na ba omia nso ni nyame wo twaka. Dabi se.
Ana bosom. Abaje bosom. Se bosom wan. Ana wako asole akwatira bosom. Se bosom wan. Ba nwa nyame ho. Enti meni nyame wo twaka. Ti dia me kasa nyame tie. Obaye so ma na abroso bebere.
Za.
Ana ba onya wi na akonya wi. Ana se Ghana de munya abaso mabosom. Ba onya wi na obaja kremosom.
Za.
No kasa munya mso mabosom. Ti ba onya de.
Na wona eta na wota ba omia ho.
Ono na taya na me na ta.
Ye nkoto abanwie pa ese NPP awene.
Awa he.
Ghana ha.
Na NPP fo na kasa ya wa so mu wi ni. Za NPP fo na omo ye campaign. Omo ya wa so mu wi na abawi.
For the
Fansa omo ya wa se enema tantan na ekoso wo man ni mu no.
Nyema be na ekoso.
Ananya binyo no. Anema ekoso se na na du trimu aduma boni a omo di wo man ni mu. Krono tantan. Hwe nema hwe. Ya say yeah. Nanado your friend said Nanado bedi.
Asante bedi atu.
Asante bedi atu. Nya so oyale da.
Oyare.
What so oyale da?
Na so yade de timi bonipa.
Every side finish at wu ya da mu say na me basis.
Ambi be a.
Adesu ambi.
Your friend say.
Nidi mi refinity. So wa wu saman.
Hwan ya? Your friend say. Your friend say.
Mi refinity. Empini wu ya na mi
say. Empi be ya.
Judicial pipi empini na owu ye.
Wa Jonkuma.
Owu ye na mi say na me be start wo MPP. Say me ka kire wo say de omo nim Jonkuma owu ni bia. Abeka mo mako.
Asemo. Na sesa Asante bedi atu onsensem we no. Unse hosina do wa unipa. Unse hosina do be kan say obi wo mampani atenaye wakoto hwichao e de akoba bi se omumubu ono no hosina do na obedane akose nipa ne so ancha ne yangu se Asante bedi atu asem we asi no.
Kono chemo. Ana cha se okoto di bone na fa atene akono.
Da bi mi ndem nim ba. Hosina do na kan sa.
Say o stadu anu masem se. Sa nipa na o yes ano. Wonna ono so atene ama nipa kro. Na cha se ananado no nkofo omudi bone papa. Ani se o stadu ane kamena me kai.
Dabi.
O se ngu akoto hwike se omumbu.
Wakono de.
Hwike. Hwike se omumbu mu. Hwike se omumbu. Ana ono so atene. Se nipa na wa ye ne sa no. Ono so obaye na o de batene ama no. Ana wate won say nanado won. Me se ne ope president ni tribo de paye nanado. Kwa mo president semesi. Hwe nanado president semesi. Papa. Hwe de omo ja. Ana no ta na aka na akra do.
Za Asante bedi atu.
Aka no na nkai adama nyama da so na kapani mu na nka san abaye me de papa.
Moya.
Aka pani mu no. Na ho na pani.
Pani mu be.
Na nya nanado na ha so na meka. Nanado timo tin kasa. Boni a o ma di no me say wudi boni o kan tam adisha munam na kata so aye de ye bepie
na nipa yare na wani age
mani age sese ananyo no so no ko ya host adwa say oko ya de so onu nsumbubu na nka host adwa de on de onye nipa o ya aponche mu di boni akase we awo omawe na akaba just be Puisa and some of us who people no. Open market for sit down.
Now don't say Romanian.
Mr. Market for sit down.
Mamma Cassin.
Market a couple of Puisa. And some of the people. What about one? Some Micatro. Micata name at a sea embassy. Micasa me. Okay. And people can see about a people film. So for your friends, we see Bempah. On your pipini. Wajai.
Loto na to ye.
Onjai. So wajai. Njai kaba. Obati je nseme be si o gan.
Biensi.
Se nka MPP no omu me man pa ne papa no. Omu sofu pa obu omu honhom ne honamu. E na ne wajai. nti kwana kuta o mosisi o mama ka nyina ya asafo nti me ka me say akabetu free sam na akabetu we say abato abano o da oba kun sam be si u party no nti people for no more mo nyina mo sign na mo twa amala na omulu suya ne asa ten ne ya hihye ne
na demonstration na akoso Sam George ne nkofo masa komu biem e say this demonstration upon demonstration
say
emema ne mba ne manhye mudi na Akuffo adom pese obe sign no
dentira dentira no so
se me no mi ndie ni mo
ana oyebi oyebi
elia
adenti no na president na so on sign
elia say na okan abi
ana oyebi
debe
ni mema na bema de ana oyedenti oso on sign but ebenti no ogina so on sign
se bi onu hu se osan a sika bi a mrofo no de bema no ene ya yini niam bebre din
ana na do ye fucking papa president o ye fucking mon kan chira no mon busa no o ye fucking so wan sign na che so wo mu bi so wan sign a che so wo mu bi
ya bi
o man nyame ya shira so wo so on sign na o da ma obi anko na obi o so adenti na o sensen na che so o titum
tebi on so sign so hu ni se ni din beda ho
ni din beda ho se wa sign nto wan sign so a ni din beda so o titum ni mi no ntu so ba wan sign a ho demonstration to demonstration e be ye no o ma we no
banana do so hu na mane pa o oba be free so asa Ghana for ha
na so de na de no ka o ka se o ya nsawe ya dia onti ya pa dia ya pe bia nkoto man enti na do be finish na so de chen bibia
na kalam say na wan
sanity bible say de nsuye ye sana awie ba ye sana 2016 and this so and e kwanda mu nyina asa be pem ne wo so finish so the same thing enti na do de so on say butaya o musa o makachira ahefo mu musa no ebia oyebia o mayehu
wona ebi
ni nanado
abi
mumusa de me so mumusa na mam se bia nanado yebia menim so yebia
na di allegation na o
then onye bia on san ye na me yese ade ni ye be kum obi na me se minji ntum se nipa yankunu na ma san so ade na me san o se me san na me mu ho film se sa de na me mfu aso wan san na che so fu aso adin sign na ndia da say o president won fu aso now ya say side da ya kan go so sign na ja so fu aso say
na poshi NDC4 na ishase
na Napo na nkasa mo hwe na nima me kan kura chere hwan NDC4 hwan NDC4
o si hwe Napo anima o kan kura chere asem na say wa bi asem na okay
me kan na say na Napo say NDC4 na ye NDC ni be na wo so he that is all no wo
amafo kase Napo nso so ona na education minister eye se yensua saade no we school
am say na ye 2023 as 2024 mu ana na we ayede na de bia na
2023 ana da bi se Napo de 2016 no be no education minister
sa year ana mo se yensua ni na wo school there na ye wo person na ntimo hwe na nim mo hwe na ponim de ba ta minim bibia o
na nim ade
ana say na nim ayi no tie me ni bibia o ayede na me to so ye bi obi aka akere so wo yakronfo me nya
so send this for na kofa bae
akomo kofa na he ne bae on kire ye say na me mpeno ade ne yase wo peso en this ne kofa bae ya wo peso sign ne anyi tum se wo nji ntum ade ti na wajan en this ne kofa ba wo mpe wo peso wo na atakunya so wo power chain this ne and this phone nti sani angi tum se Ghana yanji nim ade na oje ontimi nsan na je mo ankasa na mo de bae na say mo ma pipifo na mo de anya ndisifo say ndisifo mo ya mema mo nsan ni anyi wo say nya ndisifo na de ba no ma
ntu se Akuffo na nsan wo bende
ya ba da mo so sinyatia no o ma we ya ba twan to ma papa
se ba sa ba umia na ha no
na say no nje de ya fa obe ye fa obe ye mu ya pese ya doko mo doko no hwie ku dada anti ba nya aluso ye pedada ye pedada
ba we ni pa boni pa
adentira
wo ye ni pa boni ni
adentira
wo si ni pa boni fo mi hu bi da
adentira
si me ba sa si so abiki mi hu bi da
adentira
utaba umia
me tan for the entira
tese de ba umia ya ma unyina wo nkai
wa ye de na ma
ene be ka se wo ye mammofo
wa ye de na ma
wo ye ungrateful
wa ye de na ma
digitalization
awai
mobile money
mobile money ne ni hode dada
e say wo so utimi twen sika free wo bank e ko mobile money so
na manya aduma
wa de Ghana card abrew
wa asa ha kwa wa ukura wa mama hu say o nim de wo fom kakra ma me ka se gbe chiro
mini vision
wo nim vision wo nim de wo fom kakra o say de sika ya ba twen sika free bank manya aduma bere na me disika koto bank
na you no create enuma 2.1 million
Ghana side he munchira me na me ko pebi munchira me na me ko pebi nye e bi ni ho asabe na e ya ni masa entra supra na me na mo asam na o kana mo wa hwa sawa me ka kire won an hwa ko da wontimi nda asawa wa woni bi se nipa ne yakrofo nipa ne bibia ni ntim asama aka
we bia ni ntim
na ba mu ya bibi wo
na o so ko school Canada no di first
awe
o dimrofu no nyina so first o
ene we broni bia broni bia ni wana adene nyi se bo nyada ana broni a wakosua se me kwa me ba ya economy na wako ho school wie na wanti digitalization wan ko ho school o yese digitalization kwa economy na wanti mi anya waja ya kwa digitalization broni ba ne ba sampa se dewe
asemu
broni bia ni ho ba ya sampa adusia o a obi aye doctor no waja doctor ne say ma me degree ko mesi o bi da
david
nti na cha se bo nwa na adwene wofo
okay yankwana
sinama ya trust na dia wa ya kwa ma mbuafo
obudi ebefu kafa
dia wa ya no kwa wa ma wo ya ma hi
ezi do o wari ibubuta fu pa o eti se na de cha wari ase
na se o yo ono onye si david na sama kan kwa na ho ya ma hi wa ma mbuafo pa an taso a wa ya sama me
yani o yiri wa huna mani o
ya be sa sandu o wa utim se nipa
du ire mi se kase ya do si betna kasa che ba umia ne kasa zana kasa che o yiri
wo se wa ye mistake na mistake wa ye mistake amen kan ma adwene tera me yo na me chira chira
ene mabo yira baso
se me chira chira se mistake
wo yire me bona baso
bo na baso me da no kro prempeli na maka say bo nya se da bia meturufu se de o ye no nya dibre o mampeni dibre ne dia pem vice
ba ama for se ba umia be di president na wa fere yo
awa Ghana awa ma konkron Ghana why of first country scarce
asemu
on fa bibi metos ni fie kura on fa matos se ba umia ntimi di president of Ghana
dia se na okay
me se ni fie kura on fa matos me se ba umia ntimi di president of Ghana
asemu
amoka se samara ya ka yenim dia ya ka on yenim dia da ho ba umia ka ya we se onim se wo lusu omnya ya wa se wo lusu why say me amen na ma ya friend
quick one ye ko e be sa ba biem abigi je e na mo tene nka no akrai fo nyina